Various other initiatives that we are taking in terms of developing the infrastructure. So for example, we also have a 500-seater auditorium being built in, which can be utilized for multiple purposes. It can also cater to some indoor sporting elements. It can also be good for holding other events like an annual day or maybe other conferences. Other than this, we also have an open learning environment by way of an amphitheater, audiovisual rooms, or various other kind of studios that can enable the learning of 21st century students. So for example, for the early childhood education, we'll also have a Montessori lab, a well-stocked library being built in, various kind of science labs being there in the campus. If I talk about the academic spaces or the learning spaces or the classrooms as we call it, so these are not going to be typical chalk and board classrooms as we have always been accustomed to inside a classroom. These are going to be digitally enhanced, digitally enabled classrooms. And when I say that, what kind of infrastructure we're going to provide? Every classroom would have a digital screen or a digital panel. A teacher would be using an iPad to teach and form a collaborative environment inside the classroom. The campus would be a high infrastructure, Wi-Fi enabled campus so that there is seamless connectivity. The students would also be given access to digital lockers, which would be accessed through a smart card. And last but not the least, to have an enhanced and a safe and secure environment, facial recognition systems would be installed in the school premises, and the students would also be able to get their attendance updated automatically through those facial recognition systems. So these are some newest technologies that we bring to the table. But if you see, the focus is not just on providing the world-class infrastructure or high on technology, but how do we integrate this infrastructure with the learning environment so that we can enhance the learning outcomes and the student really benefits in terms of his learning, in terms of what he or she aspires for, and what our brand stands for in the international arena, including India. So this is in a nutshell in terms of the infrastructure, the sporting facilities, the academic environment that we bring to the table. But other than this, I would take a moment to just talk about something which is very unique and something that we feel very privileged about is our 9 Gems educational framework. This is something very unique, and there are different attributes in this 9 Gems pedagogy, and as the name suggests, these are 9 in number. So what this basically means is that students who have varied kind of talents, not everybody may be academically inclined. So then how do we nurture the diverse needs of these students? So what we prophesize is that if a student is having an intellectual mind and is academically very bright, then we take that student on a different journey through various data analytics, and we have something called as a 7S analysis through which we gather a lot of data points about the schools. Let's say just to give you an example, what 7S analysis means. So how do we use it in our academic operations or to provide better learning outcomes to our students? So we would probably compare the child's progress in a class in various subjects and pit it against the other students. How are they performing and how is this child performing? Similarly, this benchmarking would also be done at a school level. How is the school performing overall? What is the academic health of a school? So from a student to a section to a school, so there are different kind of data points that we gather, and based on that, the strategy would be formulated to either provide a remedial class to the students, or if a child is very bright, then probably a different level of complexity of learning environment would be provided to that student. What I'm trying to say here is that we rely not only on technology, but also on data analytics, because once you have facts and figures in front of you, the decision making becomes better and you can work out a student improvement plan or a student enhancement program. So that is what we stand about. Not to reveal too much, but we would be happy to kind of take questions from the media fraternity, and we would want to kind of share whatever queries you pose to us and elaborate further on our academic credentials, our legacy, or whatever you wish to see as information from us. Thank you so much once again.